My name is Shaun Collins. I'm the chairman of CCS Insight. I'm a connectivity analyst firm. But more importantly, for the purposes of this conversation, I'm the chair of the judges for the GLOMOs. And that means I'm the main liaison between the judges and the GSMA. And the GSMA, to their credit, keep the GLOMOs at arm's length. And I basically run that part of the business. Of all the things that we do well in the GLOMOs, the thing that perhaps we're most proud of is the judging process and the judges themselves. The judges do it for nothing, but they bring their expertise and their knowledge and the application of that to the process. So you're going to get very knowledgeable men and women. So what's really important in that is the independence of that means that the awards themselves are rarely questioned. So the kudos and the quality of the award as a result of that, it becomes very, very important. And that's why you see GLOMOs being the blue ribbon of all the awards that we see in technology. It's been a wonderful year for the GLOMOs. I think one of our best ever. We've had a record number of entries. We've almost got a record number of judges as a result of the number of entries. We had 6 new categories, and 3 of those were high entry categories. In one case, the highest in the private mobile networks. We, of course, reflect some of the things that we are looking at in the industry more generally, as you'll see here at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. And so that'll be really important around things like AI and artificial intelligence in the networks. It'll be important private mobile networks. We're looking at how mobility changes individuals and youngsters. Significantly, as we're about to hear keynotes here, we had an Open Gateway Award. So all of the new ecosystem that's being built around mobility and connectivity is trying to be reflected, celebrated inside the GLOMOs this year. Well, I think there's a few goals we have with the GLOMOs in its 30th year this next year, and we're going to celebrate that in a number of ways. We'll leak that out a little bit nearer the time. But I think bigger and better, it's a record year, but of course my job now is to help make it an even bigger year next year. So we'll look at some of the things we're trying to do in terms of category nominations. There might be some new awards next year, which reflects, again, this burgeoning edge of the connectivity map. And we'll think about some of that maybe around June, July this year. We get to it very early. And then the other thing is that we're trying to do is do 2 things. Make sure that the judging process, which is widely respected and widely upheld as being benchmark for the awards industries, has better diversity and has better geographical coverage. It's already very good, but we're striving to make it even better. So I think those are kind of the big goals that we'll see in GLOMOs next year, and maybe a party. I think it's a good point you make about small and big companies. We've got GLOMOs in there which specifically look at smaller companies, because I think sometimes it's daunting to look at the names that are on the GLOMOs and think, well, how could we ever compete with that? So we try to put together categories which encourage smaller companies to come in and tell us about what they're doing. That's the first thing. The second thing is that for €500, you're not going to get the kind of coverage with significant influencers, senior leaders, and telecoms experts anywhere else in the world. If you were to get that kind of coverage with a PR firm, it would cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars or euros or whatever your currency is. And so I think that just from that alone, it's a wonderful accolade and a wonderful way of getting that presence. But winning one is special. And you see that because when we do the awards ceremony in person, it's a very vibrant event, it's very lively, but it can be very emotional. And I think that that's a really important way of proving the worth of what the GLOMOs is to a number of people.